Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new DSP video. So, instead of doing the usual, sit here and watch a DSP. I decided to make this a little bit more exciting, and I'm gonna do art stuff. So, and to add up to the interesting factor, if I'm doing a study or like kind of a character drawing like this, feel free to guess the character who I'm drawing, and if you guess correct, you can suggest a movie, TV series, whatever, for me to either review or just watch during a stream or whatever that I might be doing. So if you guess the character that's right, there you go. This should be an easy one. I feel like it's easy, but this is me. So if you guess it, you can tell me what show to watch, and I'll watch it or at least try to watch it. So yeah. I won't make any guarantees, but I'll try. If it's an original character that's not that, I will be sure to let you guys know. Otherwise, I might be doing this. Like this is an example of a character that, whatever. So that said, let's watch DSP, and I'll be looking forward to seeing your comments. I figured this was great fan interaction right here. I guess fans, if you want to be called that, but whatever you want to call yourselves, there you go.
Everyone, Darkside Phil here, and welcome to the weekend preview for February 7th, 2016. And ladies and gentlemen, you may say to yourself, why am I wearing these sunglasses? It's very simple. Because this week is looking bright. It's looking like the future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's the first week of new game releases for 2016. It's officially the very first week this entire year where there's brand new games out the wazoo, and it's actually the beginning of a pattern where every single week for the next several months there's going to be tons and tons of new game releases that I'm going to be covering, whether it's on DSP Gaming for the raw gameplay footage and the live streaming, or over on KO Gaming for things like first impressions videos, reviews, weekly montages. I am now hitting the ground full force, hitting the ground running, covering all of these new releases for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk turkey in a moment. I'm going to tell you all about the new games, alright? But, first, what I want to do very quickly is let you know everything I've been doing this past week, because quite honestly, I'll be honest, I think that it's been pretty dead around here. I think that because there have been no major new game releases, that people have kind of stayed away from my stuff, and now that the new games are coming out, they're coming back. But I just want to let everyone know, these past few weeks have been very eventful with the launch of KO Game.
Look, if your viewers are leaving, and then they come back for the new gaming season, then that means that they're not watching the video for you. They're watching the video for the games. And that's not necessarily wrong or bad, but that just means you don't have a dedicated fan base. And if you don't have a dedicated fan base, there you go. Like, I have 55 subs on my main YouTube channel, and I don't get 50 views on my videos. I'm lucky if I get 20. That doesn't mean that those 50 people are, watching my stuff. So, yeah, so I can't say, oh, I have a dedicated viewer base. I can't really say that. But whatever.
My new channel on YouTube, where I've been doing first impressions, edited videos, mini reviews, full reviews, hits of the week montages. It's been really great, and I've gotten massive positive feedback regarding the channel. But I've noticed that because I'm not playing new games, it's not getting like mainstream fun attention. It's more like the small group of people who watch everything that I do are checking those videos out and liking them. I'm hoping that with all the new releases coming out, people will check out the new channel. So, if you haven't yet, youtube.com/KO Gaming 1. That is the web address you can use to get to the new channel. Check it out. Get adjusted to it. Get used to it now, because I'm going to start using it right away. Alright, in fact, in this weekend preview, I'm going to explain there may be 1 or 2 videos, if not more this week, that I'm going to be putting up on KO Gaming. Alright, in addition, right here on the King of Hate Vlogs, my vlogging has massively increased. I've been doing way more vlogging than ever before with reactionary videos to things like pop culture, movie trailers, YouTube news, stuff like that. I've increased the quality of existing series such as DSP Tries It. My last episode of DSP Tries It, which I released yesterday, now has background music. It's got way better visual quality because I'm using my current video editor, not my old one from years ago. So if you have not checked out all of these channels recently, in particular, I noticed the weekend preview last week, almost no one watched it. It had like 3,000 views. Pathetic, right? That's okay. I understand why. There was nothing going on. This is the big week. So please get adjusted to all the changes in the way that I'm doing stuff this year. You've got, a few days left before the new releases hit, and I want everyone to understand how it's going to go down. Speaking of which, I'm about to cover that in the schedule. I'm going to talk about all the new releases, what's coming out, what I'm covering, what I'm not covering. Plus, I've got a massive positive update regarding Patreon, so we've got a lot to talk about in this week in preview, all right? So let's talk about the schedule, what's been going down. The past few days, I've been really focusing on Yakuza 5, because knowing that all these new games are coming out, and the fact that I've been playing Yakuza 5 for 2 months, I gotta finish it off. I want to finish the game. There were actually some people who were worried, oh no, is Phil going to finish his Yakuza 5 playthrough? Because he's, such a long game, he's been taking his time doing all the side content in the game, and this is it, there's all these new games coming out, how's he gonna do it? So, I've been hunkering down and focusing on Yakuza 5 for the past several days. The good news is, it looks like tomorrow on my gameplay stream, Monday, February 8th, I will be completing Yakuza 5. I'm now in the very end of Chapter 3 of 5 of the final segment finale of the game, and I kind of apologize because those who were watching on stream today and who might have watched the videos on YouTube on demand, you kind of got some blue balls because I had to end the stream today right at a point where there's going to be a massive epic boss fight, but I had to go get my hair cut. I had a haircut appointment and other stuff I had to do, so I had to shut it down for now, but we're resuming first thing, on stream on Monday, same time, same place as usual. I will be doing Yakuza 5's conclusion. So I think 3.5 hours of gameplay is going to be more than enough to finish it off. If it's not, alright, if it's not enough, then I will be using the second stream on Monday to finish Yakuza 5, but I really think that 3.5 hours is going to be enough for the final 2 chapters of the game and the end of the 3rd chapter, okay? If I finish Yakuza 5 on my first stream, I'm going to be taking the second half of Monday, and what I'm going to be doing is doing a mini review of Yakuza 5. Now, why a mini review? Well, several reasons. Number one, because Yakuza 5 is not a new release. The game came out in 2012 in Japan. It just took them 3+ years to localize it for the United States. So number one, it's not a new game. Not going to do a full game review of it. That's not fair to compare it to other games when the game actually came out 3+ years ago. All right. Number two.
How is it not fair to the other games? Because you can still review it. You don't need to compare it to anything. That's what's wrong with his That's what's wrong with his model. I'm sorry, I'm texting and talking, but that's wrong with his model. You shouldn't compare games to other games. That doesn't make any sense. Because if you're comparing things to different, or just comparing them at all, because like each game plays differently. I'm sorry, I'm like really distracted, but yeah, you shouldn't do that. It's terrible. And if he's talking about like, oh, it's not a new release, well, he released a review of Fallout 4 2 months after after the review, so he's kind of playing favorites.
Because the game came out in December. So even if you were considering it a new release, it's 2 months old. I'm not going to be doing a full game review of the game that's 2 months old. I'm going to do a mini review. So 5 to 10 minutes, I'll cover the things I liked and didn't like about the game, and I'll let you know exactly what I thought about it in like a very shorter edited style video over on KO Gaming. So that might come out to Monday night if I have time. So everything Yakuza 5 concludes on Monday. A final end to the playthrough. You don't have to worry about, oh no, is Phil going to finish it? Yes, definitively, the playthrough will end on Monday.
Well, if you want to see him finish Disgaea 5, you're screwed.
Well, what am I doing tonight? Because right now I'm filming the weekend preview. Actually, what I'm going to do is patron stuff. Tonight, I'm going to be setting up 2 new threads on the kingofhate.com forums. The first is going to be the thread by which patrons who pledged $5 or more in January are going to be able to nominate the games that they want to see me do for a Patron's Choice playthrough that's going to start mid-March. The way it's going to work is this thread is going to be opened today, and it's going to be running for, say, 3 to 4 weeks till the end of February. The end of February, I'm going to close the thread. I'm going to look at what everyone suggested over the course of the month, and I'm going to take the ones that were the most suggested, so the most commonly suggested games, I'm going to put them into a poll. That poll will run for 1 to 2 weeks in early March, and the patrons, again, will be voting on it, and whatever wins the poll is going to determine what game I'm going to be starting around mid-March. In fact, looking at the calendar, it probably looks like the last 2 weeks of March, one session at least both of those weeks, and then I'll probably do 1 or 2 sessions guaranteed in April, because when I do Patron's Choice, it's a guarantee of at least 4 gameplay sessions, okay? So that's what it's looking like. That's how it's going to work. Number 2, I'm also going to be putting up the poll for those who pledged $20 or more in the month of January for you to post up your questions for the next episode of Ask the King that will guaranteed be answered. That next episode is going to be on Thursday, March 3rd, FYI. Since February is a shorter month, I figured let's put it to the very first week of March, okay? So I'm going to be working on that tonight, and I'm going to be messaging all the patrons on Patreon.com and letting them know if I need information to upgrade your account, if I'm going to need information to get you a private Q&A video, etc., depending on what your perk is that you qualified for the month of January. Thank you to all the patrons who did pledge in the month of January. You're making things awesome, first of all. You're allowing me to keep doing this full time, and you are making the Patron's Choice playthrough possible through your contributions, all right? So thank you for those who have not contributed to Patreon, who want to know what it's all about. You can check it out right here. It's down in the bottom corner of the screen, right there. There it is. There's the link. Check it out. And next weekend, I will have the new goal for this month up. It's going to be the goal for the month of February. It's a good one. It's one that people have been asking for, so it's going to be going up, so you'll know if we hit the goal level for this month of funding, what it's going to be by next weekend, okay? So, Yakuza completes tomorrow. Patron stuff gets done tonight. What's going on with the new releases this week?
Oh,
Great question, right?
Great question. Best question.
First off, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 Hyper Ultimate Mega Edition Superb Ultimate Crossover Fighters of Legend 5 or whatever. The new Naruto game.
He sounds like a fan, right? If this is the reason why I wanted to do this video, to be honest, because let me tell you something. First off, I'm not a huge Naruto fan. I don't really like that show so much, but I do see why people like it. I do watch it from time to time, just as a guilty pleasure type scenario, because I know it's not my cup of tea, but at the same time there is stuff that I do kind of enjoy from Naruto. So there you go. So I kind of wanted to get that game regardless, but I knew the title of it. It's like vaguely, I knew more than him. It's like Naruto Ninja Storm 5, I think, or is it 4? See, that's as far as I know. That's as far as the title I know. The only reason why I want is because I want a good like anime type action fighter, since there's not really been a good Dragon Ball Z fighting game, in my opinion, that has pulled me into it. I played Xenoverse, that's okay, but Naruto is because I just wanted just a fighting game like that. There you go. Besides that, just how he said the title. Sorry for that small tangent. The way he said the title was just like, it sounds as if he was insulting the game, like Naruto. Like it just didn't sound. He doesn't sound like a fan, and that's kind of nitpicking, and that's kind of. But it's just, if you're a fan of the show, it's kind of like, I don't know that. It's kind of like how people make fun of Street Fighter and Capcom, like, oh, Street Fighter Arcade Ultra Super Turbo Edition. Like, that is making fun of Street Fighter and Capcom and how they release their games. So really, doing this is kind of the same, but whatever.
I've been waiting for this game for 3 years. I played the last one in 2013. It was actually one of the very first games that I did a direct capture playthrough of. This is 3 years ago when I had just adopted direct capture, okay? Very successful, because before then I had never played a Naruto game. And I actually am a fan of Naruto. I was watching the television show, it got me hooked, but I didn't like how slow moving it was.
I was a fan of the show, but I didn't play the other games. I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. I played Budokai 1, 2, and 3, then I kind of stopped playing the other Budokai games because I didn't like the how they're made. I didn't like the camera angles. I liked 1, 2, and 3, mostly 3, because I liked that it was like a 2D fighter. That's really it. That was perfect. I don't know why they wanted to do a split screen and all that kind of stuff. That to me, I thought was just kind of pointless. But see, I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan, so I played those games. If he was a Naruto fan, as he claims, he could have played those games, but he didn't. He played, I think, another Naruto game like the year before or something on the 360. And listen to this. This is the most hipster type shit. I've ever heard. I mean, listen, this is ridiculous.
Was on American TV, so then I started watching the Japanese episodes, which were like a full year season ahead of the American episodes. That was too slow moving for me, so I started reading the manga, and I started reading several seasons ahead of the manga. And then I kind of fell off, and I got busy with my life in the mid 2000s
Wait,
with work and other stuff, and I never played a Naruto game. And I actually am a fan of Naruto. I was watching the television show. It got me hooked, but I didn't like how slow moving it was on American TV. So then I started watching the Japanese episodes, which were like a full year season ahead.
Slow moving, but like the dialogue is this. I mean, the dialogue is vaguely the same since it's dubbed and translated, and dubbing has come a long way. So it's actually I would kind of argue that it was probably kind of closer to the source material. But even then, it's still kind of the same thing. Maybe some subtle changes, but it's the same piecing as Japanese version, unless they added episodes, which I don't think so, but the speed of them release is different. So it's kind of going the same speed, it's just that we're getting the seasons later because they had to do the dubbing. Okay.
Of the American episodes, that was too slow moving for me, so I started reading the manga, and I started reading several seasons ahead of the manga.
Several seasons ahead of the manga, anchor manga. Even I'm confused with that, but how can you read several seasons ahead of the manga? I mean, did he mean that he was reading several seasons ahead of the show? I don't know, that sounded weird, but you know, mostly who says that? I watched it dubbed, then I watched it subbed, and then I read the manga. It's like he's trying to please the hardcore Naruto fans. Like, that's the thing DSP loves doing. He loves sucking on the dicks of those fans of whatever game that's high profile. It was like same thing with Metal Gear Solid 5, same thing with this now. He's been doing this for every single game. And this is the thing I also criticize him for. I'm tired of hearing, I'm such a huge fan. Like, when I played Metal Gear Solid 5, I never said, guys, I'm a huge Metal Gear fan. I'm so stoked for Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm a huge fan of Metal Gear. Like, I never said that. I might say I'm a fan of Metal Gear, but I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, because that sounds ridiculous. And for the guy who hates elitism and all that shit, he acts like an elitist.
And then I kind of fell off, and I got busy with my life in the mid 2000s with work and other stuff, and I never really went back. So it was really fun 3 years ago to get back caught up.
Also, not to be kind of shallow or whatever, but does Phil really look like the kind of guy that watches anime? I mean, you probably look at me and probably say, oh, that guy probably watches anime. Then I'm like, yeah, I watch some anime, whatever. But really, Phil? Okay, and today when he started playing Naruto, he called the thing Sasuke has, or whatever, the Sharingan eyes, or Rasengan. It's the Rasengan, guys. Naruto fan, guys. Naruto fan. See, look at this. Does he look like a guy who would read the manga and all that kind of stuff?
The plot lines of Naruto and know what was going on, who were the villains, who were the heroes. Remember, we had the guy with the fucking toilet bowl, tidy bowl face, flushing and shit. It was fun. It was a good playthrough. I really enjoyed the playthrough, although there were some really frustrating parts, particularly the end of the playthrough. That finale boss fight was insane. Okay? 3 years later, the conclusion is finally coming out. I'm excited. That's just the most I'm excited game that the most I'm excited for a game this week. The most I've been excited for a game for a while, because I really want to see how this saga is going to end. Okay, so that's going to start this Tuesday. My very first gameplay stream on Tuesday will be the premiere of Naruto. Another game I'm very interested in this week, Unravel. This is a platformer that seems to have unique elements regarding yarn and a character made of yarn called Yarny. Yes, it's very Little Big Planet-esque, but it looks like it has a lot of unique stuff to it too. We first saw footage of this at E3 last year, and I was completely charmed, and I want to play it. So, I'm actually going to be playing Unravel later on Tuesday, but it's not going to be live streamed. That's going to be recorded offline exclusively and uploaded to DSP Gaming. So you can see Naruto live on stream starting Tuesday. Unravel's going to be off stream, but it is going to be recorded and uploaded to DSP Gaming as well. So it's a double gameplay day for me, alright? Wednesday, I'm going to do another full stream of Naruto, and I'm going to take Wednesday night to do a first impressions video, because if then I would have played over 6 hours of the new Naruto game. I'll be able to give you a very fair first impressions of what I think about the game so far, and that's going to go live on KO Gaming later in the night. Thursday, the gameplay stream is going to be Unravel that day, okay? And then that night, we're going to see what happens, because I want to see, gee, after 2 sessions of Unravel, how far have I gotten?
Okay.
How far
Sorry,
am
I'm
I...
gonna pause this to say I'm done drawing this. I mean, it's not finished by any means, but I don't want to continue drawing this. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just have this sit here and oh man, the eyes are weird. Well, ignore the eyes, but name this character. If you named her right, obviously it's a her, it's a she. Put your answers in the comments, and I will reply to you saying you're right, and I will do whatever thing you want me to watch on stream or anything. And if I can't do it, I'll let you know, and you can pick something else. So that way, you still get to do what you want me to do, and I'll go back and forth and try to get the thing that you want me to do to work, etc., etc. All right, fair, great. So let's move on. Get this out of the way. There you go.
Naruto, okay? And I want to judge, because the bottom line is this: I need to finish what I'm doing this week in time for Street Fighter V next week, because I get the feeling next week Street Fighter V is going to take up a ridiculous ton of my time. Even though I may take 1 or 2 days out next week to not do Street Fighter V to avoid overload, I do want to dedicate a ton of time to Street Fighter V next week. So I want to get whatever I'm doing this week finished by then. So we'll see. There's going to be some days that are going to be double days where I'm not just doing one stream. It may be double stream or something like that,
wait,
okay?
If he doesn't,
we'll see how it goes.
I didn't want to do
right
that.
now I'm thinking Thursday, maybe
If he doesn't want to overload people with Street Fighter, then why is he trying to finish all his other playthroughs? He could just do this. He could just do playthroughs with Street Fighter V. I don't know why he wants to do like all the Street Fighter explosion stuff. I don't know why he needs to do all that. He doesn't need to do all, Street Fighter. He doesn't need to do that, and he wants to do that. And then, if viewers get burned out, what games is he gonna play if he finishes all the ones this week? And the other games and before you say, oh, you can do the Skate 5, you can do the Genocide run in Undertale, those are all Patreon things. So he can't really do those unless Patreon supporters help him out there. There you go. You have our issue.
another day where I do a double session of gameplay. But I would also like to do an impressions video of Unravel. But here's the thing. If Unravel is only like a 6-hour platformer, then what's the point of doing a first impressions video? I'll just beat the whole damn thing and I'll do a review, right? So it all depends on how long the game is. We'll have to see by the time that Thursday's stream ends, how far along am I actually in Unravel, and we'll go from there and we'll figure it out, okay? Friday, again, there'll be a gameplay stream. Friday night will be Hits of the Week, where I'm going to be doing my montage of the best and worst clips of the week. And this is going to feature the conclusion to my Yakuza 5 playthrough, and then footage from Naruto and Unravel, okay? Saturday and Sunday, yes, there will be gameplay streams each of those days. I'm not going to get ahead of myself and tell you what. More than likely, it's going to be Naruto, because I get the feeling that's the much longer game for this week. When I do finish Naruto and Unravel, yes, I want to do full reviews of them. I can't promise you when those will be, because I don't know when I'm going to beat those games. You know what I mean? I don't want to say, oh, it's definitely going to be on Friday night, and then I don't beat the game and I can't do it. All right, so when I get the chance to actually finish those games, I'll let you know, and then we'll be working on the reviews for those, okay? And then, basically, Monday will be the final day when I'm going to be trying to wrap up gameplay of at least one, if not both games. I'm going to try to review them if I haven't reviewed them yet, and get as much done as I can before the launch of Street Fighter V on February 16th? Yes, because I'm going to go nuts with that game. I'm telling you right now, that week's going to be a marathon of Street Fighter V. I'm going to be playing with all the characters, all the modes, online gameplay, everything. And I cannot wait to dive into a new Street Fighter, just like I did with Street Fighter 4 years ago. I'm going to cover Street Fighter V very similarly, okay? So, that being said, there's a few elephants in the room, so let's address the elephants in the room. First of all, but there's a third game coming out this week called Firewatch. It's this cool, unique game where you're there's a mystery. You're supposed to be like a forest ranger, and you're looking for someone who's missing in this wide national park forest, and no one knows where they are. And all of a sudden, you see smoke signals going from like or smoke coming out, or lights going on. I forget what it is, from another ranger station. So now you're traveling through the woods. You're looking for clues on the trail of whoever this missing person is, trying to find them. Seems like a unique game. Most people are saying it's around 5 to 6 hours long. That's great.
A unique game.
But with the 2 other games I'm playing this week,
that
I don't know if I'm going to have a
unique
chance
game to me.
to play it. At
Whatever.
least now. I'm not saying I'll never play it. I'm just saying this week, new release week, I may not be able to play it. Now, I'm going to be honest with everyone. This is a direct result of me listening to your feedback and people telling me for the past 2 years that I'm playing too many games, it's too much raw footage, that you want to see more edited content, and you want to see more vlogging. This is the direct feedback I've gotten from you for the past 2 years. Is this what you want? All right? Now, of course, it's not what everyone wants. There's always going to be people, man, I just love the raw gameplay. It sucks Phil's not going to be playing every single new release anymore. I understand.
Like he's like trying to say, like, if you guys don't like it, remember, you wanted this. Like, that's what it sounds like. So it sounds like he's pretty much shitting on his fans for wanting that. I don't know. And even then, people wanted him to edit his main channel and edit his playthroughs to an hour segments or whatever, and not give him, like, tons and tons of videos that you don't need to upload. But whatever, Phil.
Understand that, but for this business to evolve and grow, I need to evolve with it. I can't just be doing the same old thing. And we've seen steady decline in the past few years. I have to do something different, right? So I'm listening directly to your feedback and doing what you're telling me. So you're telling me, yes, take time out to do hits of the week. Yes, take time out to do reviews, to do first impressions videos, to do these kind of things that I want to do. So I'm going to do them, but that means I can't play as much gameplay as I used to. So unfortunately, this week, Firewatch may be the game that just doesn't get played. Now, what if there's a freak scenario here where I beat Naruto within 3 sessions, I beat Unravel, and by the end of the weekend, I've completely beaten everything? Well, sure, then maybe I'll play Firewatch Sunday, Monday. Do I foresee that happening? Absolutely not. I don't foresee that happening in any way, shape, or form. I think that it's going to take a while to get through Naruto in particular, and therefore, I don't think I'm going to have time to play Firewatch this week, which is why I'm trying to be honest with you. Now, another game, which I didn't even hear anything about until this past week, I swear to God, no one said a word to me. But Phil, did you hear that there's a new Dying Light expansion? It's a whole new campaign to the game with a new character, and you're not going to play it? It's free. If you bought the season pass, it's included. No! No! Wow. This is the point I'm trying to make to everyone. Everyone wanted change. I instituted the change. I can't just go back now and say, well, since everyone just says they want more gameplay, forget it. No more edited content. No more vlogging. I'm going to be doing 10 hours of gameplay every day. No. No. Like, you can't have it both ways. So I'm sticking to my new plan for this year, and I hopefully, with all the positive feedback I've been getting, it's going to pan out.
Hopefully.
And I'll be quite honest with everyone. Dying Light is a year old. Dying Light came out actually in late January 2015. It's over a year later. No, I have no desire to go back to a game that's over a year old to play a new expansion to it. That's way too long of a wait. Like, if I hadn't had the game digitally, which I do, I happen to have bought the game digitally over PlayStation Network. If that weren't the case, I certainly wouldn't have still owned the game to be able to play this new expansion. Like, it's out of control. Who held on to this game for expansion that I didn't even know was coming out? I'll be honest, I couldn't care less. I just don't care. Not to say that I didn't like Dying Light. It was an honorable mention for one of my Game of the Years, in my countdown last year, but too little too late. That was going to come out. That should have come out last summer or something. I have no interest in playing it. Sorry. But again, I got to stick to my guns. There's 2 new games this week I really want to play. Those are the 2 I'm focusing on. If I get to Firewatch, I will. If not, I might play it at a later date. Hint, hint, for those who are going to be suggesting games for Patron's Choice, that could be a good suggestion. Just like I didn't get last week, I didn't get the...
Wow. He is telling his fans what he wants to play and wants them to give him money to play games he wants to play. So, you see, this is why you should guess that character I drew, and then guess it, and then I'll do what you want. You don't have to pay for it. You can just do it, and I'll be like, oh, you got it right. He wins. But for Phil, in order for you to win, you have to pay money, basically. And he's putting all these games behind a paywall. But this is the guy who doesn't put content behind a paywall. That's shitty.
chance to do an Undertale
whatever.
genocide run. A lot of people are like, I really wish Phil did it. Hint, hint to January
Wow.
patrons. Great games to suggest for the Patron's Choice playthrough. I'm just saying. But anyway, I digress. No Dying Light expansion this week. Okay? Now, you may have noticed I really didn't mention much vlogging. That's because there's really not a lot right now that I can foresee that I'm going to be vlogging about. Now, that could change, because as you know, current events happen all the time. Things happen, new YouTube views. There was a big rumor this week that Twitter was going to change, and the freaking co-founder of Twitter went on Twitter and said, no, we're not changing. Why do you listen to fucking BuzzFeed? That website's a piece of shit. But anyway, he didn't really say that, but in other words, that's what he was saying.
Really
but,
what happened?
You see what I mean? Like,
they
current events can pop up at any time that I'm going to cover. If I'm super busy,
and then
right, and it's not a current event that's like game-breaking for people, I might not mention it. But you never know. Maybe a new trailer for a movie will emerge out of nowhere. Then I'll do it, all right? Case in point, the new movie Deadpool is coming out this coming weekend. I am planning to buy tickets ahead of time, probably tonight or tomorrow, and Leanna and I are going to go see that movie next weekend, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We're hoping we can see it maybe on, like, Saturday. If we see it, well, duh, it's a no-brainer. I'll do my reactions vlog to the Deadpool movie. I'll let you know about the movie. I'll let you know what I thought about it. And probably that'll be released maybe Sunday night, maybe Monday night. It depends on when I get a chance to sit down and actually talk about the movie and edit the video and work on it, all right? But that's what I mean. Like, the vlogging is important, but if there's a ton of stuff going on with games, that's probably going to be my focus. The gaming streams, the gameplay on DSP Gaming, editing that and turning that into videos and getting through the games for the week. Vlogging, if there's something important and comes up, I'll do it. If not, I'm not going to be just doing filler vlogs. There's tons of people on YouTube who literally every day have to do a vlog about nonsense or fluff. I'm not like that. If there's something I want to talk about, I'll do it. You know, if there's not, then, you know, then I'm not going to do it. So it all depends. We'll see what happens this week. There may be stories to cover. There may not be. All right? So, really, that's the majority of the stuff that I have to talk about this week. I'll tell you something right now. I'm really excited for Street Fighter V. Like, first of all, Naruto, of course, I'm very excited for Naruto. I've been waiting for Naruto for how long? So, of course, I'm excited for Naruto this week. But Street Fighter V. Why am I excited for it? A couple reasons. Number one, as you know, I'm a huge fan of Street Fighter. I grew up playing Street Fighter in arcades, going to Street Fighter tournaments, right? Evolved when Street Fighter adapted and changed to console. I had to evolve and change with it, right? And here we are in 2016, a full 7 years after the release of Street Fighter 4. A game that really, when I covered Street Fighter 4, put me on the YouTube gaming map. Because at that time, not a lot of people were covering fighting games on YouTube like I did with Street Fighter 4. And it kind of blew up to the point where people were like, wow, you could play fighting games and make videos and become popular? Look at this guy, Phil. And tons of people started doing it. And now, look, now I'm not the guy known for that at all anymore. I branched out and covered all kinds of games while you've got these hyper-focused guys on YouTube. And I will give a shout-out to Maximilian, who I think is one of the best ones who does it. Because he's good at competitively. He doesn't win every tournament that he enters, but he's good competitively. And he has a cool, like, a hook with the way that he does fighting game coverage that really gets more mainstream viewers interested in fighting games. And he's become known kind of in the guise of me not really caring about fighting games for a long time. Guys like him stepped up and covered fighting games almost exclusively and have become well known on YouTube for it, all right? But Street Fighter V, unlike all those other fighting games that those guys covered, Street Fighter V is special to me. It's a numbered entry in the Street Fighter line of games. It's kind of like full circle where I got popular on YouTube covering Street Fighter 4, so I want to cover Street Fighter V the same way I did. I want to get hype about a fighting game again because I haven't felt hype about a fighting game in a long freaking time. I'll be honest, after Street Fighter 4, the later expansions for Street Fighter 4 disappointed me when rebalancing and stuff made stuff just not very fun to play. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, in my opinion, was a massive competitive fail. The game's fun to watch, and it's flashy, so mainstream people who watch streams, stream monsters love it, but people who like competitive fighting games hate the fucking game because it's a piece of shit. It's a broken piece of garbage, and no one actually likes it. They play it for popularity, not because the game's a good tournament game, all right? We've had some decent games from, NetherRealm, right? We had Injustice, we had Mortal Kombat 9 and 10, but nothing that's held up competitively like Street Fighter has. So for me, it's like I've been waiting. Like, when is there going to be a new game? I'm hoping Street Fighter 5 is that game that's going to light the fire under my ass for fighting games again. And I'm going to want to play these games again at a competitive level. But I don't know. I need to play the game initially, see what I think about it, give you my initial impressions on all the characters and stuff like that. My full intention is to play with every character, to mess around with them in arcade mode, to do their training mode, to play with them online. And then once I've done all of that, which will probably take us several weeks, then I can say, here's what I really think about the game, ultimately.
Several weeks.
And if I want to continue to play it, maybe I'll do a 1 weekly session where once a week a main stream of mine is online gameplay of Street Fighter V, right? We'll see. We'll see how all this factors into my big view, my big picture view for the year. But it could dramatically change. It could be make or break. It could be I love Street Fighter V and it becomes a main part of everything I do on YouTube. Or I could end up not liking it after a couple weeks and fucking just say, forget it, it's shit compared to the other Street Fighters, and I move on and just focus on other stuff. I don't know, but I'm pumped. I hope you're pumped. I know there's people who used to watch all of my fighting game coverage. Remember when it used to all be on Dark Side Phil, and then in 2010 I had to split the channels and it went over to DSP Street Fighter for like 2 years. Then that channel ended up getting shut down because of contract renegotiations with Machinima, and it all came back to DSP Gaming, and now here we are full circle 7 years later, and I would love to do just what I did back then with those games, with Street Fighter V. But I know a lot of people have kind of moved on. I'm hoping that maybe some people will give me the benefit of the doubt and come back and at least watch my coverage of the game again. We'll see, right? Like I said, when you got big YouTubers who they've become known just for covering fighting games, it's going to be tough because you know I'm not just going to be covering fighting games. In particular, the end of February, we've got Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 and Far Cry Primal. Coming up in March, we've got the Zelda Twilight Princess HD remake. We've got games like the new Hitman, UFC 2, MLB, and that's all just in March. So all that's going to be competing with Street Fighter V. But real talk, I love Street Fighter. I want to cover Street Fighter. I want to keep playing Street Fighter. I want it to fucking get that feeling back that I used to have. And these games recently have not done it for me, and I'm hoping Street Fighter V will. So I know this is a whole lot of hype, but I hope you understand I'm serious about it. And I hope that you'll come and check out my Street Fighter V stuff, not this coming week, but the week after, especially because I'm going to be doing montage, like the best of Zangief, and I'll do a montage for KO Gaming, the best moments of me playing with Zangief, right? That kind of stuff. The stuff that everyone else apparently adopted and started doing in the years that I was busy playing other games. That's the kind of stuff that you're going to see now.
No one does that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, little Johnny Cage action for you. Thanks for watching the weekend preview.
Don't bring Johnny Cage into this.
Hope that you enjoyed. I hope that it was very informative for you.
Johnny Cage
really looking forward to the new games this week, and I hope that you'll start checking out the new playthroughs now that it is new games, right? It's not the old shit anymore. I really hope that things can pick up. Things will work out for my new, channels and my new layout. Keep in mind that daily on Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP, is where I post up every night my updated schedule. So if anything changes from what I said in this video this week, you have to check my Twitter every night. I can't point to it. Every night will be where you can get your updates and find out exactly what I'm doing the next day. So be sure to follow me on Twitter. That is it, everyone. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Peace out. Without further ado, special thanks to the following January patrons who made the Patron's Choice playthrough possible, coming in March.
Oh, no, we're not going to listen to that. Well, thanks for watching. I'm going to end with showing you the full image of this character I drew. Hope you liked her. I'm not done with her, but maybe I'll finish her someday. And then, there you go. That's all you're getting. Alright, thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys liked it. And, again, feel free to comment what you want me to cover, be it for DSP as well. You can do that too. Be like, oh, I want you to cover Hate Live or something. Okay, I can do that. If you guess the character that I showed you in the beginning of the video, get the character right, I will review anything, watch anything. But I have to be able to do it. But I'll let you know if I can or can't or whatever. So that way we'll keep a communication and we can iron something out so everyone is happy. How does that sound, guys? That sounds great to me. See you next time.